Okay, I will read my speech. Good morning everyone, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to take part in this important international dialogue in which various points of great importance will be dealt with, such as friendship between peoples through diplomacy and the joining of various countries through the balanced use of international market. Pakistan and Poland are two seemingly very different countries. They are inserted into relatively distant regional systems and share at most the fact that in both cases they are part of the Greek Eurasian landmass. Poland can be considered to all intents and purposes an integral part of Europe, while Pakistan belongs to South Asia. Their coexistence on the Eurasian continent, however, leads their economic destiny in a particular way. In the recent period, in fact, some projects of political, economic and infrastructural integration have been developed which concern the extended space of the Eurasian continent beyond actual international relations, just like that between Pakistan and Poland, indeed. One of the most influential players in the Eurasian space is the People's Republic of China, which at the same time also has a very specific weight in the international market, as well as a prominent position in the development of technology and at various levels. China also promotes certain international economic organizations centered on an orderly use of the country's trading capacities, and explicitly opposes a diplomatic and political closure of the possibilities for economic exchange. Obviously, as we shall see further on, this is not of little importance for the economic policies of the Eurasian countries, and in this case of Poland and Pakistan. In fact, both assume a particular role within the Greek infrastructural construction and integration planning of the so-called Belt and Road Initiative. Before talking about the current state of international trade between Pakistan and Poland, however, we must underline some elements of commonality between the two countries in question. Both Pakistan and Poland are two countries that are performing positively and according to their relative possibilities on the international scene. In both cases, they are not the driving force of the regional economies, but they are increasing the volumes of growth and modernizing their economies. We must also underline the role, which will come in handy for our analysis later, that Polish governments have assigned to issues such as infrastructural development and the attraction of foreign investment. All these elements are hand in glove with the Polish-Chinese relationship. As far as Pakistan is concerned, on the other hand, the situation is that of a country that only relatively recently gained political independence, decolonizing itself from the British rule. According to the World Bank, Pakistan, despite some endemic difficulties, has significantly decreased poverty in the country in the last 2 decades. Although it seems that the country is experiencing an economic slowdown, it is still growing. If some sources spoke of a growth of around 6% in May of this year, according to the World Bank, the country will close at only 2%. These conditions can clearly be modified by a whole series of adjustments, and above all by the economic relationships that the country will be able to develop in the next period with other growth players, and by how much it will be able to fit into the mechanism of new large projects of the international infrastructure. This clearly does not detract from the existence of a whole series of endemic problems which should be dealt with in a structured way, such as, for example, the climate issue and its dramatic consequences, specifically the disastrous floods. As for the current condition of Pakistan-Poland trade, the volume of trade is constantly growing. Furthermore, the fact that Poland is located in Europe testifies to the power of the international market in this historical period, thanks to new transport technologies. This is another factor we will return to when discussing the Chinese Belt and Road Initiative. However, it is a fact that goods transport technologies have made giant strides and that the international market can proceed between countries even at considerable distances on the world map. Earlier this year, Polish ambassador to Islamabad, Mazury, I think this is the correct pronunciation, underlined that the volume of trade between the two countries now exceeds 500 billion of US dollars, and that relations between Pakistan and Poland are intensifying under various and multiple points of view, including, but not limited to, in the field of technology, so important today. To this, he added that the European Union is, to date, the most important destination for Pakistan's exports, and this obviously only increases the economic ties between the two countries. It is in this context of international exchanges that the variable of infrastructural planning emerges from the advanced globalization of the markets. One of these was always fundamental for understanding the economic issues of the 21st century, is that of the Chinese Belt and Road Initiative. This project can be defined as a potential infrastructural and commercial backbone of Eurasia, even if, in Chinese planning, it also extends to Africa and so on. Specifically, this project consists of the construction of railway routes, maritime commercial lines, and their connections to coordinate international trade on a very large scale. Both Pakistan and Poland are included in this large-scale project. As far as Pakistan is concerned, it is considered a strategic element by China, and therefore it will be a real central hub for the planning of the Belt and Road relations between Pakistan and China, that has been very important, especially in the last period. And for this project, according to 2018 data, China has allocated $63 billion for the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. The commercial relations between these two countries, thanks to the Belt and Road, are foreseen especially in the energy sector, in particular civilization, which is an objective for China, which believes that only international peace guarantees business predictability. China has repeatedly reiterated that the introduction of the Belt and Road and the increase in trade volumes, not only between China and the countries involved in the project, but also between the countries involved in the project themselves and close to each other, will increase regional stability. Jacob Mandel writes that, and I quote, China's wisdom holds that state-driven investment in infrastructure creates economic growth, social stability. Okay, and improve the security environment. So I jump to the conclusions, and sorry for the time I used. If trade between the two countries is the goal, Pakistan and Poland, the Belt and Road Initiative could be one means by which to achieve it. Furthermore, if trade relations between Pakistan and Poland are mutually beneficial, despite the already existing debt licenses between the two actors, it is unlikely that the Belt and Road will distort this type of relationship to the advantage of other closer trade partners. To conclude, when it comes to trade relations between nations that have many variables to take into account, especially if there is a lot of geographical space to divide the countries into question, political issues must be taken into account, which in this case involve many more actors than a simple neighborly relationship. Market and technology changes must be taken into account too. An accurate forecast is always very difficult to make. Nonetheless, it is possible to speculate that in the event of the Belt and Road being built and linking up with Pakistan and Poland, both countries will benefit not only from the project itself and from their role as major hubs in their specific sectors, but also in the increase of the exchange capacity.